What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. This is TW Motorsports, and today, yes, we did buy another vehicle. And yes, it's a vehicle. It's not a four-wheeler. I know I've been buying a lot of four-wheelers lately, and it's actually on the other side of the camera here. But before I show you it, I want to talk about a couple new things that I got here, and I'm going to open them up, and we'll take a look at what they are. But I haven't had these before because I've never really had a use for them, but it'll make more sense once I get them open. And then we will go over and check out what we bought and talk about kind of what our plans are for it. And obviously, guys, we want to get started on the Trans Am very soon, but I just haven't had, I've had a very limited amount of time. So when I'm not at work, it's been chilly and I've just been doing other things. I've been doing some housework and doing some wiring in the house, and obviously wiring for security and stuff. So anyway, let's get to opening these, and we'll take a look at what they are, talk about why I'm going to be using them, and then we'll go over and look at what we bought. So I forgot that I have this bench. I haven't had one, so we'll just use it to open these things up. Now, I've never really, like I said, I've kind of had a use for these, but I never bought any, and it'll make more sense here in a minute, but I'm definitely going to have a set down the road, and I really need a set right now working on the green truck. And so what we bought is a Sun-X screw jack. So these big tall jacks that you see like under two-post lifts, a lot of time, like my buddy uses them to make sure that stuff is in the right place, not going anywhere once you get something up on a two-post lift. But for what I needed them for here recently is I have the transmission of the green truck over there supported by a long block of wood, like a 2x4, and my jack. And so obviously that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but for stuff like that, I've never been able to really get it. I guess I have been able to get it high enough in my garage, the other garage, but it just never made, I guess, had a use for them until here recently. And like I said, I thought that down the road, when I get the two-post lift, it's definitely something I'm going to want to use. I like to have, just making sure that you have it supported on every angle, but not a whole lot to these, I don't believe. They just screw together. I guess this is so you can take them apart. There's probably instructions in here, but who needs instructions? I probably need instructions. Alright, so now, I'm not sure how this other piece works. This looks like a torsion bearing. Probably goes in between. I'm guessing it probably goes somewhere in here. Maybe like that. What do you think? Yeah? Oh, that's perfect. Got to get this cut off the top. I think that's all there is to it, which is awesome. I didn't want a ton of assembly. There is literally zero instructions. So that tells me you're supposed to be able to assemble it without instructions. And I'm thinking that's right. Yeah, that's where it goes. And I think what's the adjustment? I think it's 81 inches. I don't know, I'll list it in the description down below, but I think any shop where you get something off the ground definitely needs something like this. And I did buy two of them, and they're 1,500 pounds a piece. So I'm gonna go move it over under the truck, and we'll show you kind of what I'm gonna be using, or how I'm gonna be supporting the transmission with it. I'm hoping that the truck's actually high enough. So as you can see, we got both of them assembled, that one there, and then let's go over here and look at what we have under the truck. So you can see what I originally had was, actually those are 2x6s, aren't they? All right, well, either way, this was not the correct way to do it, but in order for me to get underneath it while I'm changing the exhaust out, there was no other option. So you could see now I have this screw jack underneath the transmission, and now I can go ahead and let this down. Probably shouldn't do that while I'm holding the camera. And we're out of the way. So now, it's not my favorite part to support that, but what I may do is go grab the other one and come a little closer. I don't want all the weight on that tail shaft. I'll probably bring that other one up and put it somewhere in there for now. I don't know. It's not gonna be like this for long. I just had to get some exhaust work done, and it'll make more sense when you guys see the video on this truck. But now, I know what you guys are wanting to see. I'm gonna move my boards out of the way, and we will go over and take a look at what I bought, and I think some of you guys will be pretty excited. Okay, so now what you guys have been waiting for in this entire video was, what did I buy? So, as you guys know, I got rid of the two-door Tahoe, and guys, I've always liked those old body style trucks. I just really have. And the two-door Tahoe was I liked it, but I didn't love it. It's something that I probably one of these days will have another one of, but I'd like to find it in a little better shape. So if that doesn't tell you what I bought, I'm not sure what will. I know I told you guys that I wanted to free up some time for like the Trans Am, for the green truck, for the swap on this guy, but I came across this and it was just too good of a deal to pass up, and so this is what I bought, and I'm gonna try to get closer so you guys can see it. Stuff's really jammed in here right now. I need to do some rearranging, but I wanted to get it inside. But yes, I bought another old body style. Now, the difference being is this one is a little better shape as far as like it doesn't have obviously a big chunk out of the side of it, but I just love the look of it. I can't not look at these trucks when they either pass me on the road or when I see one. And in a couple videos back, you guys saw I went to a toy cruise, like a Toys for Tot deal, and there was a white one there, and I just fell in love. I tried to buy it that day. They would not sell it, and the guy who actually had the two-door Tahoe there, which I didn't get a picture of, he had that truck before and sold it to get the two-door Tahoe, and I tried to buy the two-door Tahoe as well because it was finished. But I found this one in Arkansas, and let me tell you guys, it was a nightmare of a drive home. It was actually snowing. I thought at one point we were gonna lose it because I had the trailer on behind the Suburban, and we were coming down a pretty steep hill, and it was really slick, and I thought literally we were gonna go off in the ditch. Luckily we did not, but there was about a 2-hour stint where we had to drive about 20 miles an hour, so that did suck. But it was in Arkansas, and it does have its share of dings and scratches, but it runs good. Everything for the most part is here. It has had some stuff done to it. As you can see, it is not stock, but let's talk about what it does have done. So it is a 97. So I really wanted, I wanted 94 up, and so we'll explain why. So 94, they went to this rounded grill. And I really wanted a 95 up because in 95, they went to the newer style dash. And it just, for radio purposes and stuff like that, it just looks so much nicer, the dash in it. And we'll go back through that here in just a second. So I really technically wanted a 95 up. And the 96 up, I believe, went to the Vortec V8. Correct me if I'm wrong down there, but I'm pretty sure. But I know that 94, they went with that newer style grill. And I know that 95, they went with the newer style interior. But I think 95 was the last year of like the TBI setup. And then 96 was the Vortec. So 96 to 98 was the Vortec. So this is a Vortec 350. And like I said, it's got shares of dings and dents. Nothing like what the Tahoe needed. I don't know whether I'll paint this or not, guys. I'm still have basically an appointment, if you will, with my painter that was set for the two-door Tahoe. So if he reaches out to me and says, hey, I need something, I asked him the other day when I was out there, I said, so when I have a spot, I've got a spot, right? So it doesn't really matter what's in it. Now, he did say, no, well, don't bring me your 55 and tell me you want it painted and all that stuff done. I don't have time to do that right now. But I said something about the S10, just joking around. I'm not going to paint the S10, guys, but this may go there. So if he calls me and says that, I may go ahead and paint the thing because it's really just a paint job away. And this is all original paint. It does have some chips on the bottom, but it's not rusty. So no rust in the rockers, no rust in the cab corners. It does have a 4.6 drop. Now, with that being said, it's not the way I would drop it, but it is dropped, and it's got some US mags, 20-inch wheels, front and rear, brand new tires, and it does have its share of issues that we will fix over time, but I'm not in a huge hurry. I wanted a driver for now, and so like I said, unless the paint guy calls, I'm not really going to concern myself with getting it painted or rushing things around. Now, there's some stuff that I want to fix relatively quickly to make it more driver friendly. For one, let's talk about how we lowered it. So flip kit in the back, completely fine. It's got air shocks. I'm not a real big fan of air shocks. I like helper bags better because they just seem to ride better, honestly. And in the front, no spindles. He got all of that out of a spring cut. So he cut the spring, not the way I would do it. Now, it rides pretty good for just having the spring cut. I will tell you that. I haven't even crawled under it to see what kind of shocks under it, but whatever he did, it rides really well. But the camber on this thing is extremely bad. And so we can correct a lot of that with the spindle. So I'm going to go probably another inch in the front. So I'll do a 3-inch spring and a 2-inch spindle, similar to what I did on the Tahoe. And that should address the front. Now, it does have some steering slop. I think I'll probably rob the box off my neighbor's truck. He's got like a 90,000 mile truck out in the field that was crashed, or he acquired somehow. So I will probably put a new steering box on it, but everything else is new. He put a new inner and outer tie rods. He put new upper and lower ball joints. And I don't know what brand he used, guys. You know I'm kind of picky on brands. I like to use good stuff, so Moog is my go-to. So I may end up replacing some of that. Just depends on what it looks like when I get in there and start taking this apart. But if I do another inch in the front, the back's only 6 inches, I'll probably go down another inch in the back. But I keep going back and forth because I kind of like this stance. It's not quite as slammed as most of them are, but it's still pretty low, and it looks kind of chunky with that wheel and short. I don't know. I kind of like it. But anyway, let's get back on the inside. It does have some boo-boos here and there on the inside. You know, the door panel's not in the greatest of shape. It's kind of got, and I'm being picky here, guys. I'm very picky with my stuff. The dash has got the normal cracks, just like the Tahoe had. The headliner needs recovered. I've already hit up my upholstery guy and said, hey, we'll probably be bringing you a headliner at some point. And but other than that, no real big, huge rips in the interior, other than the dash and then like the door panel here from just wear and tear. And even the door panel itself's in pretty good shape other than that one spot. And then these pieces are cracked here. But the door panel, oh, I guess it's missing the little reflector deal. Okay, so, but as far as the door panel itself, it's not in terrible shape. If I could just get maybe, if I could find a replacement door panel, I'd be happier. But you know, like I said, guys, I know I told you that I sold the Tahoe because I didn't want to spend the time fixing on it, but this thing is in it's way closer in driving condition. I actually drove it to work about 60 miles the day before yesterday, and it just runs incredibly well. It runs great, it drives pretty good. That slop in the steering's annoying to me, but we'll fix that. Anyway, I know some of you guys are going to be excited about this because I know there's some OBS guys out there, and I've always been an OBS guy. I've had I'm guessing probably 15 of these trucks over the course of time, and I just love them. And I've always wanted a white one. I will tell you guys that if I paint it, so if it does go to paint, there's a couple things that I will do. I'm going to shave the tailgate handle because you can see the tailgate has a pretty good ding in it right here. It's got some scrapes and stuff. I will shave the tailgate handle. However, I will take the trim off to paint, but it will go right back on because I wanted a truck that looks like it drove off the showroom floor like this. I want the original trim. So, well, it may be aftermarket, but I want that original look. So the black with the chrome on the top. I even want the chrome around the wheel arches. I want the black on the bumpers, no roll pan. I want the chrome front bumper. I want the chrome front grille. I want black mirrors. I want black door handles. I literally want this thing to look like a more sleek version of the way this truck came out. So when I say sleek, like if I paint it, the antenna will go. I will do the reverse handle on the tailgate, but other than that, and I might do some shiny door handles because these are textured. I'm not going to paint the door handles white. I'm going to put the Silverado badge back on. Everything that you see right now essentially will be just like this except nice. And like I said, a more sleek version of what this truck would look like. So I just love the look of this, the pure look of this truck. I just want to address a couple things that I think could be better if this truck were built now. And so I know a lot of you guys are roll pan guys, you guys are color match front end guys, but that's not me. If you drive these things, chrome makes it way easier to get bugs off of. It doesn't pit up like paint does, doesn't rock chip as bad. And not to mention, I just like the look of it better. So like I was saying, guys, I know there's a bunch of OBS guys out there that were just devastated when I sold the two-door Tahoe. And like I said, guys, while it was a like, it wasn't a love. And I've always loved these trucks. So, and I'm a truck guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, we're a truck guy. I've got this truck, we've got the old school truck, we've got the truck up on the lift, I got the S10 outside. I consider kind of the Suburban a truck. So I'm pretty eclectic. I like a lot of different stuff. But if you guys like this new truck, if you are as excited as I am, and I know some of you are, some of you will be like, oh my gosh, you'll never get on the Trans Am now. Well, the Trans Am is still coming, guys. I haven't had a ton of time to do because I've got the next step on it is pulling the engine out, and so obviously that's a pretty big undertaking, not something I can do in an hour or two a night. Now I can come out here and start, but as far as for filming purposes, it's just not really easy. But if you guys do like this new truck, if you like my new screw jacks, go down there in the comments and let me know about it. Also, give me that thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. That notifies you, or actually the bell notification. So hit subscribe and then hit the bell notification. The bell notification notifies you every time we drop a new video. And stay tuned to see us do a little bit of work on the OBS, but a lot of work on everything else.